in this business, you have some successes and you have some setbacks. And there are days or nights when it looks really dismal. And I'm optimistic. By nature, I'm an optimistic person. And if I have a good night's sleep, I wake up the next morning even more optimistic. And I always tell people you have two types, the pessimist and the optimist, but the optimists always die happier. But on a more serious note, let me say that however hopeless the situation seems, you need to hold on to that little glimmer of hope, that little glimmer of hope that makes you feel that you may be surprised, you can make a difference, you can and may be able to turn an individual around. I mean, I recall when I was going to speak to Saddam Hussein, going to see Saddam Hussein in February 98. I woke up early and I was going to catch the Concorde to go to Paris and then continue from there. There were journalists outside the house, which never really happened. And one of them asked, Mr. Secretary General, do you have the stomach to take on Saddam Hussein? And I dismissed, I said, what a silly question, and jumped into the car and left. He made a story out of that. He got a story out of his question and my answer, which was fine. And then when I went to Saddam and we talked and discussed the issue, it was a question of opening up his palaces. People said he would never do it. For the inspectors, the Americans suspected he was hiding weapons of mass destruction in the palaces, and that he should open it up and let the inspectors go. He felt this was a real insult to the nation and his national pride. So he refused to do it, and the Americans were going to go and bomb. And I thought it was so crazy that you refuse to open your palaces and you subject your people to it. So I decided to go and talk to him. And not many people thought he would budge, but he did. And actually, he opened up the palaces. The bombing was put off for about 10 months, but later on something else happened. And I sat talking to him. In the middle of the conversation, he said, excuse me, I have to go and pray. And I said to myself, if he prays, then probably there is hope. I may be able to get through to him. And when he left, I turned to the interpreter and whispered to him, am I getting through to him? I said, yes, yes, yes. So if you had listened and said nothing, I wouldn't even attempt it. And there are times when you feel a bit discouraged and say, what's all this? What's the purpose? How come those who've given you the job, who've given you the mandate, are not there to help you, to speak up, to do? But you continue, and the next day you learn to understand the nature of the game and the fact that there will be setbacks, but it shouldn't put you off. You have to keep going. But you also have to you have to be coldly realistic in what you're doing, and have a sense of humor and laughter at yourself too sometimes.
What did he say when he returned from prayers?
We continued the discussion, and in the end I got what I wanted, but I don't know whether it was because he prayed or he went and asked for courage, but he did decide to open up the palaces. Excellent. Which was the essence, yeah.